Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Alhamdulillah. Sallallahu ala nabi. Jazalahu anna Muhammadan ma huwa ahluh. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So for this week we will be starting on, we're continuing from Surah Al-Fajr, ayat number 18. With the translation. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Ayat number 18. ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين. So to hadlun means to urge one another or to command one another. Ala means upon, ta'am means food, and miskin just means a needy, orphans, or the poor. So it's saying that wala tuhaduna, nor do you urge one another, nor like you guys don't urge one another to feed the poor. So when you don't feed the poor, you're kind of neglecting them, right? And that's kind of what Allah says in the next ayah, ayah number 19. He says, وَتَأْكُلُونَ تُرَاث أَكْلًا لَمَّا. So aklan and lamma are just, it's two ways of emphasizing. So it's a compounded emphasis on takulun. So it's saying what takulun means, and you devour or you eat. Turath means the wealth. And so it's saying that you devour the wealth or you severely hoard and waste the wealth. You could say with greed. So um, connecting it now back to feeding the poor, uh, societies run well when when everybody has wealth, right? Like the poor have a means of sustaining themselves, and obviously the middle class and the higher class, they obviously have their money. But as you would see nowadays, I believe the statistic says how something along the lines of 95% of the world, sorry, 95% of the world's wealth, yes, is held in the hands of 1%, something along those lines. So like the majority of the world's wealth is held by a mere few people: Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, um, the guy who made Facebook. I'm forgetting his name. Like these guys are billionaires, multi-billionaires. Two, three, $400 billion, which is that's too much money. Like for one man, there's not enough money in the world, not enough things in the world. Sorry, for you even to spend the wealth on. But if they were to give it to, if they were to become Muslim and give it out in zakat, then it would make a difference, right? We wouldn't have people starving, people having no homes, right? So that's what Allah is referencing here. He's that saying that we don't urge one another to give to those who need it, and we devour wealth by wasting it, right? Ayah number 20. And so Allah continues with the means of, sorry, when he's talking about wealth, he's continuing now in ayah number 20. He says, وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا. So hub just means love. Once again, it's another compounded emphasis. So hubban and jamma. Jamma specifically means, um, you could say it means excessively, right? It means excessive, something that is just unnecessary, excessive. Hubban means love. So he's saying وَتُحِبُّونَ, and you love al-mal, wealth, money. Hubban, you love it. You like it. You love it since like, um, in English, there's not really a way of we don't translate it directly because it wouldn't really make sense. Um, in English, we usually just use our tonality to give emphasis. So it's basically saying you severely love wealth, like unnecessarily, right? Or you could say you love wealth with all of your heart. That's a more eloquent way of saying it. Um, but I'm trying to kind of throw out the emphasis that it's something where it's we won't even be willing to spend a dollar on others, right? But we would waste hundreds, thousands of dollars on ourselves. It's kind of like that, and we're very greedy, right? And I'm not saying to not go out and make your money, because obviously you have to. But the point is to not have that level of wealth in your heart, right? It's better to try to fight it. At number 21, So Allah is changing the topic now. He's saying كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا دكا. So once again, it's another. The next couple ayats all have this familiarity of compounded emphasis. So he's saying kalla, which means no such thing. إذا دكت الأرض. So ard means earth, and dukkat means crushed. So then dakka and dakka is just emphasis. So you can say when the earth is finely crushed, not finally, finely, meaning it's crushed as if it was tiny little pebbles of sand, just from the large thing that it is to becoming something insignificant. Right? It's just powdered dust, basically. So he says no such thing. إذا دكت الأرض, when the earth is crushed into fine dust, or into, you can say, into a fine powder. Ayah number 22. وَجَاءَ رَبُّكَ وَالْمَلَائُ وَالْمَلَكُ صَفًّا صَفًّا. So once again, another صَفًّا صَفًّا just means rank after rank. And وَجَاءَ means and. Ja'a means to come. Rabbuka, your Lord. Wal malak, and the angel. Or you could say, no, you could say angel. And so when your Lord and the angels come rank upon rank. So it is kind of referencing Judgment Day. So it's not saying that Allah is going to have a rank because He's obviously above everything, but it's just showing you the platform that Allah is going to be there, and there's going to be ranks upon ranks upon ranks of angels. So it's going to be a serious, a monumentous moment. Ayat number 23. It says, وَجِيءَ يَوْمَئِذٍ بِجَهَنَّمَ يَوْمَئِذٍ يَتَذَكَّرُ الْإِنسَانُ وَأَنَّى لَهُ الذِّكْرَى. So it's saying, وَجِيءَ يَوْمَئِذٍ بِجَهَنَّمَ. It's saying that, بِجَهَنَّمَ, it's saying that, and when hell is brought. So يَوْمَئِذٍ means, and on that day. Ji'a means for something to be brought. And Jahannam is that thing. So it's saying, and when on that day, Jahannam is brought, Yawma idin, saying once again, on that day, Yatadakkarul insanu, insan will be reminded, or they will ponder, wa anna lahu dhikra. Um, and it's saying wa anna, and where will his pondering or his thinking, um, where will it go? Verbatim, that's basically where it's saying, well, anna lahu dhikra, and like, where is it going to go? Meaning it's not going to benefit you, right? Like right now, if you're thinking about something, you're like, oh, I need to go eat. Think about it. You cook some food. You think about it, and it benefits you. But on that day, pondering over the situation, pondering about what we did in this life, is not going to benefit us, right? Or seeing Judgment Day seeing Jahannam brought to us, and we'll be thinking about it. Like, oh, look at that. How we want to run, but we can't. It's not going to benefit us, right? يقول يا آية number 24. يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي. So when on that day now, when Judgment Day is when Jahannam, the hellfire, is being brought, we're going to be looking at it, and the people will say, يقول, they will say, يا ليتني, woe is me, woe is like a curse. قدمت لحياتي. قدمت means if only I had set forth, or if only I had brought something forward, لحياتي, with in my life. So he's saying, like, only if I did good deeds, if I read more Quran, if I prayed more Salah, made more wudu, anything, any type of anything. If only I had put that forth to benefit me, because that is the only thing that would benefit me now on that plane. So it's Allah's trying to, he's going back now, or if you guys do go back to money, he's saying that we hoard all of this money, right? But it doesn't benefit us. And we love it so much that it's not gonna be of be of a be of any avail in the next life. So why hoard it? What we should be rather hoarding is good deeds, right? Trying to accumulate as many as we can, and simultaneously abstaining from things that will steal our good deeds. Ayat number 25. فَيَوْمَئِذٍ لَا يُعَذِّبُهُ لَا يُعَذِّبُ عَذَابَهُ أَحَدٌ. فَيَوْمَئِذٍ, that means, so on that day, لَا يُعَذِّبُ, none, um, you say none will punish. Yeah, none. So لا يعذب عذابه أحد. Then none will punish as he will punish. Right. So لا يعذب means no, like none will punish. عذابه, similar to his punishment. Similar, you could put it in brackets. Similar to in brackets his punishment. عذابه أحد, nobody. And number 26. ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد. So it's similar to the previous. Um, Yuthiq means to bind or constrain, to hold something in place, like you tie it together, you know. ولا يوثق واثقه أحد, and none will bind as he will bind. So it's saying that so I'm going to read this little part here. So it says Shah Abdul Aziz rahimahullah, he says that no one will be able to punish as Allah will punish. The fire won't punish as Allah punishes. Um, the angel who guards Jahannam, uh, the snakes, the scorpions of hell, none of these things, well, they'll cause pain in such things. But Allah's final punishment, none will be comparable to it. Continuing now, ayat number 27. Ya ayyuhan nafs. What am I reading? Sorry, guys, one moment. I'm going to choose this one. Ya ayyatuhan nafsu mutma'inna. I'm stuttering. My apologies. I'm just going to continue. So it says, uh, "Oh, the soul," nafs meaning soul, and then the first word. I'm just stuttering today. The first word is just calling, so it's "oh," the soul, and the mutma'inna means tranquility. So to translate it, it is "oh, the tranquil soul." It means "oh, the soul that is tranquil." It has found peace within itself. Ayat number 28. Now it continues. Irji'i ila rabbika, return to your Lord. Irji'i is a command, it means to return. Ila rabbika, towards your Lord. Radiyatam maradiyya. Radiya means pleased. Maradiyya and means so you have to differentiate it. So radiya means that the soul itself is pleased, and maradiyya means that the soul is pleased with. So it goes both ways, right? Radiya means it is pleased, like the soul itself within itself is happy, and then maradiya means that the one who created the soul is happy with it. So there's a differentiating factor there, right? Ayat number 29 now. Fadukhuli fi ibadi. Fadukhuli means so enter. Fi meaning in. Ibadi, my slaves. So it's basically join or gather upon. Fi ibadi, my slaves. So gather with my slaves or my servants. Um, and then the final ayah. Wadkhuli jannati, and enter into my jannah. Jannati, my jannah. So that's it for Surah Al-Fajr. We will start the next one. I'm not really too sure why I was stuttering so much, but we will continue. Gotta practice some more. So Surah Al-Balad. We'll start now. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. La uqsimu bihadha al-balad. So la uqsim is an oath once again. And then la, uh, just another compounded emphasis. It's not negation. So he's not saying I do not swear. Uqsim is one oath, and then la is just emphasis on that. So I surely swear, bihad al balad, by this city, and it is referencing to the city of Mecca, and Allah knows best. So I swear by this city. Ayat number 2. Wa anta hillun bihad al balad, and you are, you could say halal, meaning uh, that you are permitted to enter the city. Bihad al balad, that you are not uh, unrestricted bihad al balad, from this city. Um, So it's saying that even now and back in the day, fighting inside Mecca is something that's just completely prohibited, right? Like there's no fighting, right? You can't. There's a lot of things that when you go to Mecca, you're unable to do. Um, but it's saying that during the Prophet's final life, sorry, his final year when he conquered Mecca, they had to fight inside of it, right? Um, so he was given an unrestricted notion at that time to do such a thing. Ayat number 3. وَوَالِدٍ وَمَا وَلَدٍ. So walid means the one who gives birth, or the begetter, if you want to use a better word. Um, وَوَالِدٍ وَمَا وَلَدٍ. So he's taken another oath, and by the childbirther, right, like the mother, وَمَا وَلَدٍ, and by the child, or you can say parent, right? So I swear by the parent and by the child. Parent is both male and female. But also it says that this also could refer to Adam and all of the progeny of Adam, right? So you could go both ways. Ayat number 4. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانُ sorry إِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. It says لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا, verily, meaning لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا, we created, al-insana, humankind, mankind, fi kabad, in turmoil or in toil, meaning that we're always in. I think turmoil would be a better word to use. So kabad means turmoil, meaning difficulty. We are always in difficulty. If it's not one thing, it's the next, as we say. All right, number 5. يحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد. So يحسب means to think. So يحسب means does he not think? Allah, that nobody. So ahad means, I'm going to break it down a little bit. So ahad means um, anybody. Allah yaqdir alay means that yaqdir means to have power. Alay means upon him. And then Allah means has no. So to make it make sense, now it says, does he think that nobody has power over him? Right? Does he think that nobody has power over him? That we're just like an unstoppable force and we can do as we want, when we want, however we want to? Ayat number 6. Yaqulu ahlaktu malal lubada. So yaqul, he will say, ahlaktu, that I have viscerated, or you could say destroyed, mal, wealth, lubada, excessively. Um, or you say I've spent excessive wealth. I've wasted my money, and you see that nowadays. Sometimes we'll go to the mall and spend money on clothes that we don't need, right? Just spending it excessively. At number 7, it continues. أَيَحْسَبُ أَلَّمْ يَرَاهُ أَحَدٌ. So similar to the one prior. أَيَحْسَبُ, does he think? أَلَّمْ يَرَاهُ أَحَدٌ, that nobody, أحد, sees him? Does he think that nobody sees him? That we are not being watched? And number 8. Alam naj'al lahu 'aynayn. So alam naj'al means did we not create? Lahu, for him, meaning us as humans, 'aynayn, 2 eyes. And number 9. Walisan, and a tongue. Washafatain, and 2 lips. Lisan, tongue, and 2 lips. Sorry, I feel like I have to sneeze. وهديناه النجدين. Najdain. I really don't like this. وهديناه النجدين. My apologies. This website, I'm not really too familiar with it. وهديناه النجدين. And وهديناه means and we have guided, or we have shown, who at the end of the hadainahu means him, And then najdain means the two passes or the two paths of good and evil. Right. So we have with our eyes and our lips and our tongue, we can see um, good and evil. And we can choose to do either or. Ayat number 11. فَلَقْتَحَمَ الْأَقَبَةِ. So iqtahama means to ascend, and then aqaba means pass. So when it says falaqtahama, it says that he could not ascend al-aqaba, the pass. He could not go beyond the passage. Ayah number 12. Um, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْأَقَبَةِ. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ means, and what will inform you, ma, about that, or about what, al-aqaba, about what the aqaba is. Right? So it's like, what is the aqaba? Number 13.
Mountain road.
G?
Mountain road.
Mountain road. Very much so. Yeah, mountain road. I want to put it that way too. Ayah number 13. Fakku raqaba. So fakku means to free, and raqab is in English your nape, I believe, like the back part of your neck. Um, so saying fakku raqaba. So it's saying the aqaba, the path, it is the freeing of a neck. So right when back in the day when people had slaves and stuff in the Prophet's time, whenever you commit a sin, you just free your slave, and that would abolish the evil of your sin. So Allah saying it's the freeing of the slave. Ayat number 14. Aw it'amun fi yawmin dhi masghaba. So it says aw it'amun. Aw means for, or it'am, feeding. Fi means in. Yawm, in a day. Dhi masghaba. Uh, so dhi masghaba means a day of hunger, or the thing of hunger, that which possesses hunger, right? Famine. So it's or feeding in a day of hunger, right? Taking care of the needy, right? Those who are poor around us. Yatiman dha maqraba. Yatim means orphan, um, and then dha maqraba means, so maqra means a close relative, and then that just means someone who is that. Um, don't really need to translate it like verbatim. But yatiman dha maqraba, an orphan, one who is a close relative, right? So you can take care of the close relatives around us, whoever it may be. Ayat number 16. Al miskinan dha matraba. Al miskinan. Um, miskin is a needy person. Dha matraba means lying in dust. Um, so it says, or needy person lying in dust. Um, so it's basically just meaning that the person is disheveled or disheveled, I believe the pronunciation is. You see what people like, when even nowadays, people that are homeless, you can see that they don't take care of themselves. They're not able to shower, right? They're malnourished, not able to eat properly to sustain themselves. Um, so lying in dust back then, because in the Prophet's time they were in deserts. So needy people, because they weren't able to shower and go home and properly take care of themselves, they would get dusty, right? So nowadays you could even translate it really as dirt, one and the same. You see people nowadays when they're dirty. Ayah number 17. ثم كان من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة. Um, Translating this, so ثم means then after. كان من الذين, there were among من الذين, those who آمنوا, who believe, وتواصوا, and urge one another بالصبر, urge one another in patience, وتواصوا, and urge one another بالمرحمة, in compassion. There. So they urge one another in patience and in compassion, loving one another. loving, not only the old and the rich, as people nowadays do, but loving the poor and the destitute. Ayah number 18. Ulaika ashabul maimana. Ulaika means those people, or like they are the ones. Ashabu, who are the companions of maimana. Maimana means a great fortune, just a great fortune. Ayat number, sorry, the previous was ayat number 18. Now we're on ayat number 19. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, and those who disbelieve, بِآيَاتِنَا, in our signs, or you could also say reject, those who reject or disbelieve بِآيَاتِنَا, in our signs, whom they are ashabul, the companions of mash'ama. They are the companions of mash'ama. Um, and so mash'ama just means wretched. So you could say they are the wretched ones, or yeah, they are the wretched ones, the group of the true group of poor people, right? And number 20. Alayhim narum mu'sada. Alayhim means upon them. Narun is a fire. Mu'sada, um, you can say fastened, or it is yeah, you can say fastened. So upon them is a fire fastened. Yeah, is a fire fastened. Fastened meaning it's sealed, so there's no escape from it. It's closed off. All right, so like they upon them is a closed off fire. Mhm. Yeah, okay, I'll continue. These surahs get kind of shorter now, so I'll just continue. So the next surah is Surah Al-Shams. Is everybody following along, or should I? Can I continue? Okay. Um, so Surah Al-Shams. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ayat number 1. Wash-shamsi wal-duhaha. So it's once again the note. Shams meaning sun, and then luha means um, morning, or you can say brightness, right? And then ha at the end just mean it's. So I swear by the sun and its morning, or uh, yeah, it's like illuminating morning, right? Eye number 2. Wal qamari, and by the moon, ida talaha, when it appears after the sun, after the setting of the sun. Wal qamari, and the moon, ida talaha, uh, when it appears. Wan nahari, and the day, ida jallaha, when it brightens. Right. Ayah number 4. Wal layli ida yaghshaha, and the night, ida yaghshaha, when it covers it. All right. So the the day brightens all of everything, and then the night covers it in its darkness. Ayah number 5. Was-sama'i wama banaha. Was-sama'i, and the sky. I swear by the sky. Um, wama banaha, and wama, and what banaha. Uh, you say and as he created it. Wama banaha, and what he created in it. Banaha means so bana means to create, and then hads mean it, and what he created, brackets, in it. At number 6. Wal ardi, and the earth, and I swear by the earth. I take an oath by the earth. Wama tahaha, um, and I swear by the earth, and as he spread it. So taha means to spread. And number 7. Wa nafsin wama sawaha, and by the soul, wama sawaha, and as he proportioned it. Meaning like he proportioned us with eyes, feet, legs, organs, etc. At number 8. فألهمها فجورها وتقواها. فألهمها means to inspire. So he inspired it. فألهمها, and he inspired it. فجورها. Fujur, you could say, is evil. So he inspired it with understanding. Fujuraha, of its evil. Wataqwaha, and its righteousness. So we know right and wrong. Ayat number 9. قد أفلح من زكاها. So qad means surely. Aflaha means successful. Man, he who zakaha, purifies it. So going back to the previous ayah. So now that we know fujur, our evils, and our righteous ways, whoever purifies it is successful. And then continuing to ayah number 10. وَقَدْ خَابَ. So khab means to uh, ruin or destroy. Um, um, so it says وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّهَا, and whoever uh, ruins it, whoever ruins the soul, um, will be buried, right? But my book says here, another translation is, he who leaves it buried in the dust has indeed failed, right? Meaning that you don't, uh, when you pick something up, you dust off. If you ever had food, you drop it on the ground, you dust it off to clean it. So saying whoever leaves their soul as it is in the dirt, um, then khaba, we will have failed. Ayat number 11. كذبت ثمود بطغواها. So kadhabat means to reject. Thamud was a group of people, and then taghwaha means you could say transgression or insolence. So Thamud was a group of people, and their prophet was Salih alayhi salam. Um, and so they rejected him and the signs that Allah gave to them, or sorry, to him, um, because of their insolence, because of arrogance. They transgressed. Ayat number 12. إِذَا انبَعَثَ أَشْقَاهَا. So إِذَا انبَعَثَ means so انبَعَث means to rush forward, and then أشقاها means the most wretched of them. So when the most wretched or the most evil of them rushed out or rushed forward, um, so the most evil of them was, my book says here, was a man named Qidhar ibn Salih, and so he was the most wretched of Thamud. So they were like in mass a bad group, but he was the most evil of them. So ayat number 13 now continues. فَقَالَ لَهُمْ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ نَاقَةَ اللَّهِ وَسُقْيَاهَا. فَقَالَ لَهُمْ, so he said to them, Rasulullah, so the Prophet said to them, نَاقَةَ اللَّهِ, beware of the naqa. So naqa is a she camel, and then naqat Allah is so the she camel of Allah, meaning the one that Allah brought forward. وَسُقْيَاهَا, and it's turn to drink water. You kind of have to put that into brackets. So suqya just means to drink. So you could say, a better way to translate it, you could say, and it's nourishing, right? And so basically saying that, because of the people, they obviously had to drink water, but they were not giving the camel time or even space to drink water. So he's warning them. He's like, don't make sure that it doesn't die of dehydration. Give it time to quench its own thirst, right? Do not abandon it, and make sure you safeguard it. Number 14. فَكَذَّبُوهُ فَأَقَرُوهَا. So it says فَكَذَّبُوهُ. So they rejected him, rejected him. فَأَقَرُوهَا, and they hamstrung it. meaning they the hamstring. Obviously, we as humans have one too, but the animal, so they cut it off at that part, um, basically nullifying the animal's ability to walk and be useful, right? Um, فدمدمها and they فدمدمها عليهم ربهم. So it says ربهم, their sustainer, um, بذنبهم فسواها. So damdama means to destroy. So it's saying um, فدمدم عليهم ربهم. So their Lord destroyed them because of بذنبهم, because of their sins. فسواها, and he raised them all. This is raised, Razed, means to flatten, to spread out, right? So once again, فَدَمْدَمَ عَلَيْهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ بِذَنْبِهِمْ, and their Lord destroyed them due to their sins. فَسَوَّاهَا, and he raised them all, just flattened them, kind of like pancakes, right? And then ayah number 15, وَلَا يَخَافُ عُقْبَاهَا, and he does not fear any type of retribution, any type of consequence. So Allah saying that He just obliterated this community, this group of people known as Thamud, and He doesn't care about, or He doesn't fear anybody taking revenge upon Him, you know, because of that. Basically, Allah is asserting His dominance over everything and anybody, right? وَلَا يَخَافُ, and He does not fear عُقْبَاهَا, its retaliation or its consequence or anything of that sort. Um, I think next class will go over the next couple ayahs, and then we're almost done. Uh, yeah, so that'll be it, inshallah. We went over like 2.5 ish surahs. Okay. If you guys have any questions, then we'll continue. But if not, then next week we'll start
Okay,
from Surah Al-Layl, inshallah.
next week.
जी ठीक है. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So,